Hello everyone, it's your host, Get Good Fox, and it's time to answer the question, how good is the church on the hill? Indeed, we're playing some more State of Decay 2 Lethal Zone in the beta. This is the Super Waifu Cafeteria Squad going on the Hyper Community World Tour. While we're doing that, we got some chores to do. So, how good is the country church? The short answer is that it's really good, but there is a more nuanced answer to that, and a lot of it has to revolve around the situation the base is in versus the very powerful benefit it has, which is the ability to, generate a bunch of sieges, farm influence, and as well as farm standing. It does also give you access to a way to get more standing. Our first goal, though, is to quickly knock this assaulting horde out so that we don't have to worry about the infestation. So let's go ahead and give it the old squish. I think we're going to be okay. Oh, look at all those zombies there. Hold on now. Okay, so we did knock that out. Next thing we're going to do is probably tell these guys no. But first, since I think it's safe now. Let's take a look at the... I need to get someplace safe so we can actually look at the building facilities available. I'll squish you, and then I think it's safe. Righty. Okay. So over here, what we're looking at is one large facility and 5 small facilities. The only built-in is the bell tower, which is extremely powerful because of its ability to draw in the Zeds, allowing you to farm sieges. That is really, really, really powerful. And overall, the church is going to pay itself off very rapidly. Think about, let's say you have the unmodified amount of influence, so you're gaining 200 influence. After 5 sieges, you will be paying off the value of what it costs to move in. That doesn't take very long either. So not only will you rapidly pay off the value of moving in, you could absolutely profit. So not only is this the best mid-game base, because it would allow you to greatly empower your squad, or your community rather, it's also honestly the best late-game base because, well, it just lets you farm unlimited amounts of influence. And when you're in the end game state, influence is important because, if you want to fine-tune your characters, you're going to need a ton of things like the books, retraining manuals. And retraining manuals, they cost a good bit. Now, there is a catch. But first, let's tell these guys no.
Hey, unless you want to die, you better start running.
Alright, so these guys are not happy with us. That's okay, though. We get an extra 200 influence for just saying no.
The only reason I'm not killing you right now is because I'm in a good mood.
But,
The people will always disappoint you given half a chance.
it seems like we have the option to rally up a few zombies. I was originally going to kind of ignore these guys, but maybe not. Maybe we'll have some... Let me just drag some zombies over and see what we can do. Anyway, so the issue that I have with this base is, frankly... It's not fun. That's really the issue. Why is it not fun? It only has one large facility. One is sufficient, and 5 small facilities is great. 5 small facilities is awesome. But the thing is, it's just not as fun. Like, there are definitely facilities that are, or definitely bases that are more fun. 2 large, 5 small, that would be an awesome base, which is what Camp Kellenquah is. And that's why Camp Kellenquah is awesome. Of course, Camp Kellenquah does not offer you an unlimited amount of influence. But, obviously it's an issue of give and take. But my main thing is I just don't really consider the Church on the Hill to be a very fun base. And normally fun is not something I factor into the game. And that's why I'm still going to call this the best base in the game. But the reason I'm going to factor some degree of fun in is the fact that, just go to Mayor Valley and go to Whitney Field. because then you can have all the fun of calling in sieges while simultaneously having a really fun base to use because you get all the facilities. And like really all this base needs to be just like god tier would be if it had one more large facility. If this thing had 5 small, 2 large, it would be 1 large off of Whitney Field. It would be 2 large through 5 small. Because Whitney is 5 large, or 3 large, 5 small. But that's mainly the issue there, is the fact that you don't have a few things that other it's just, okay, no. It has no small facilities. It's just the large facilities. It doesn't have 2 large facilities. That's really what's missing, and I don't know. I really just want... Did they really go through 2 of them that quickly? No, there's still a second one there. But that's the issue. I really want 2 large. I don't like 1 small, or 1 large. 1 large, it's workable. It's just annoying, because you gotta flip-flop between the facilities you want, and... I mean, like I said, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I don't know. I find it to just be tedious enough that why not just go to Whitney Field? That's kind of the big issue. The base is it's good, but why not go to Whitney Field? Now, what is good about this base is that you, like I said, you do get 5 small. 5 small is really nice. Why is 5 small nice? Well, at the minimum, you want. Oh, good. They're actually going through them pretty efficiently. Let's see if we can find the last guy. The reason why 5 small is like, okay, like you probably could use 6. There comes to be a point where you don't need any more small facilities, but you know, we're really not at that point. And 6 is kind of like, I don't think I would ever need... You would just be building redundant things at the point of 6 or 7 or more. But the reason 5 is really, really nice is because you get infirmary. You definitely want infirmary. You get workshop. You definitely want workshop. And then you get gym. Gym, maybe not necessary on a lower difficulty, but on nightmare and lethal and maybe even dread, depending on your skill level, you definitely want gym. I do think gym is an auto-include. It's enough of an auto-include that on Checkpoint Delta, the starting base of Trumbull Valley, a very relevant comparison because Checkpoint Delta only has 2 small. So like you don't get the typical 3. In fact, I think it is the base with the smallest amount of small facilities possible. But my point is that in that one, I go infirmary, gym. I don't actually go infirmary workshop in that base. And that's because I care more about having the gym and the extra health than I care about the being able to repair my weapon. Well, now, why don't I care about that? It's because, well, if my weapon gets beat up, I can just dump it. I can just dump the weapon out. Okay, I see the zombies are coming over. Whoa, is it getting lighter? I feel like I'm spacing out a little bit. I feel like I'm spacing out a little bit in this episode. I'm not sure why. Like the old brain is getting a little like knotted up at the moment. But no, like the gym very, very good on higher difficulties. Now with this base, you don't have that issue. Infirmary, workshop, gym, and then after that you can kind of put whatever you want. Now I would probably go shooting range to get the stamina. Stamina's nice. And then I would probably either go still, crafting still, or I would go food. So either, you know, like a garden or a hydroponics. I think both of them are equally good choices. It's funny because they both relate around food. Now, because we have a Super Waifu Cafeteria squad, we are definitely going to be going with the still. This guy is, you know, like, this guy is taking longer to bring down than both of the other characters. The other 2 characters went down faster than this guy. I'll drink to it, though. I'll drink a cold Mountain Dew while he's getting eaten up. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's down finally? Let's give these guys the old squisheroni. And then we can claim our rewards. Dude, I think we get 200 influence for telling them no the first time, 200 influence for telling them no the second time, and now we get to loot their bodies. Not a bad... Uh-oh. Here we go, here we go. No!
I should take that screamer
Wah,
from a
wah,
distance.
wah, wah. But yeah, like that's... So the small facilities are great in this base, but honestly, I would give up one small facility for another large facility, because 2 is really the magic number. Now, what is so magical about 2? Well, 2 allows you to do a trade depot and a lounge. And then you could also swap one of them out and keep the lounge, because like the lounge is one of those facilities that you would want constantly active because you would constantly be training. Whereas the the brain fart, the trade depot, even if you were to call somebody in and then you took down the trade depot and rebuilt it, you would not be able to cheat the system and, you know, cool it down faster. Like, I actually did try that just to see if you could. The answer was no, you actually can't do that. So, the trade depot, you can flip it out back and forth. What's this guy doing? Another zombie trying to do zombie things. Let me go ahead and scout for infestations.
Hey, what can you tell me about my location?
Also, let me mark this. But that's the main reason, is because you want to have the uptime on the lounge. Because lounge uptime is really important for leveling up your characters. Remember, you're trying to hit the training button as many times as possible. Well, if you have to swap your large facilities around, well, you're not going to be able to do that, right? If you deconstruct your lounge, well, then you can't hit the button on the lounge. On the other hand, the trade depot is interchangeable. So let's say you wanted to use a auto shop for a little bit. Well, you could take down your trade depot for a little while and let and build your auto shop. Then you could switch back to the trade depot, and that wouldn't be a problem. But that's only doable when you have 3. Or 2, rather. And we only have 1. So it's just a little inconvenient. It's not... Oh, I forgot. It's somewhere over there. I just moved the icon. I'm just like mega brain fart mode. Like this is not Fox's like finest hour for logical commentary. Probably because it's about midnight right now, so maybe I'm a little bit wonky at the moment. It's all good though. I can get through it. It's gonna be fine. I think. Hopefully. Sort of. Should be fine. As long as I don't get eaten by zombies. I'm pretty sure if I just rattle off some things, it'll be okay. Well, you know, here's another thing that's weird about the Church on the Hill. So the Church on the Hill is a 5-man base, but so is the corner office. See right there, 1,000 influence, 5-man. Why are they so close to each other? That's another thing I just don't get. Why would you make a base where they are so close to one another and they're the same size? Why wouldn't you swap out one of the 6-man bases there so that there's a 5 and a 6-man rather than have both of the 5-man bases there? I don't know. I just don't get that. That's like it's a very... Oh, did one of them get through? Yeah, one of them got through. Or there was more than 3 all along? Or I'm just like not 100% here and I just wasn't paying attention? Yeah, this has got to be the place. There we go. Grab all of this. Let's reattach the doors. And then we can move on. Screamers, don't really care. A survivor in need.
We're coming
and then
out.
someone power up. Let's
Why do you always put other people ahead of us?
let's squish these guys real quick. Enclave nickname W. I wonder how long that's going to be a glitch. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that much since it's in the beta. It's not in the main game, but still. How long is that glitch going to be there? Overall, though,
I should be careful
strong
with
base,
zombies around here.
but not as fun as it could be. And I guess that's what you're kind of picking between. You're picking between fun and power. Kind of unfortunate when the two don't line up. But, you know, that's just kind of how it works. Like,
Zombies broke through!
there are many times where you have to decide between, you know, what's more important, you know, more efficiency or more fun. Now, I happen to think that Whitney Field is both. It is more efficient and it is more fun. But, you know, you don't always get that luxury. Okay, isn't this supposed to be a place that I'm...
My days like these.
I thought there were survivors to protect. Unless they all got owned. What's my skill? Swordplay?
That won't work.
Oh, I see. They are a zombie. I was suspicious. Are we clear? Apparently not. And it's one zombie straggler.
As long as that plague heart is nearby.
I guess they're all dead. We weren't friendly, but nobody
I guess
deserves
our
to
plan
go
didn't
like
work
that.
too
Yeah,
much.
it doesn't matter to me as long as you give me your stuff.
Damn.
I like how we're all supposed to be like, oh no, it's so sad that these like jerk butts that I don't even remember had such a tragic end. Fox says after he yawns. I don't know why am I tired? What time is it? It's only 11:55. I shouldn't be tired right now. Fox should be like, invincible, never get tired. Sleep is for the weak. But here I am, barely making any sense. Oh my gosh. So what would be my recommendations on how to use this base? Well, my recommendation is that you definitely, if you are in Cascade Hills and you don't have if you haven't maxed out your influence, then this is definitely a base to chill out in. I mean, I really don't want to call it a long-term base because, I mean, you could be working towards getting into Whitney Field, which does the same thing, but has the customization that you want, as two more large facilities by comparison. And, okay, I was wondering if we would get stuck. That would be just my luck. But, I don't know, it's really hard to say because, like I said, there's no doubt about it, the ability to farm sieges is super, super strong. But it's also true that, like, I don't know, it just feels bad to use this kind of an investment strategy on a base that isn't Whitney Field. Another thing that feels bad is that, honestly, I just don't think the bases in this area are very good. I know people really like the container fort. But the thing is that I just want at least 3 large facilities in my 8-man base. I want my 8-man base to have 3 large facilities. You can have more, but I don't want them to have less. And that's kind of how I feel about it. And it's not going to stop the container fort from being a well-recommended base. But the problem is, like, what about proportionately to the rest of the game? And, well, the answer there is, like, I don't know. I just don't think Cascade Hills is that good. Now, if you like the scenery or you just like a particular base, well, like, you know, that's perfectly fine. Like, if this is one of your favorite maps, then, yeah, play on your favorite map. But in terms of just, like, considering each area based on their benefits, hard to recommend Cascade Hills. I know some people will bring up the landmark outpost, which, like, I'll go ahead and show it to you. That would be this right here, Leeds Concrete Silos. What they do is they cost 1,000 influence, and they basically give you materials per day equal to your material losses per day. So if you're losing 3 materials per day, it gives you 3 materials per day. I mean, there's no doubt about it. That is a really good bonus. But I don't think that bonus compensates for the fact that Cascade Hill bases are just kind of on the low quality side. That's just the way I see it, though. Let's go ahead and grab some loot out of these plague arts. Uh-oh. I'd like to know what you think, though. What do you guys think? I know, like I said, I know some people really like Cascade Hills. I mean, in terms of the way it looks, I think it looks great. But tell me what you think down in the comments section. Like, do you agree that the bases are a little on the underpowered side? Mainly due to the fact that they lack large facilities. Like, I think there's only 2 bases that have 2 large facilities. It would be more and more one of the 6-man bases. And the container fort. And the container fort is the largest base. And also tell me what you think about the church. Like, is the church a base that you enjoy quite a bit? I know some people said they like the idea of living in a church in a zombie apocalypse. And of all the churches, which, I mean, I think there's only 2. There's the country church and the church on the hill. This is definitely better. Okay, I think we're good. Admittedly, that isn't saying a lot, considering the country church is, like, scraping the bottom of the barrel. You know, there might be very specific situations you would consider using the country church in, but, it would not feel good. Whereas this base, it would feel pretty good to use it. You would just get frustrated by, well, like I said, the lack of large facilities.
Task I had you working on?
What task?
Stay safe. I'll be there soon.
Thanks.
I'll have to see if we even have a gas generator. I mean, if not, they might tell us where to get a gas generator. I'm not sure. I am glad to see that our enclaves are maxing out. Throw all of this in. Let's get some fuel. Wait. Oh, I didn't pull it out. That's what it was.
Military and tactical training. We'd like to help you if you can afford our services.
Trade or fend with benefits? Nah, we're not gonna do that one. The only alliance one I want to do is the sheriff, because you get the plague art supplies. Plague art supplies, very, very powerful. Oh, let's go check to see if we have a generator. Like, we might have one in reserve. I can't remember. I get all the playthroughs mixed up. Speaking of which, I do have a new Twitch playthrough. I believe it's only a few episodes in. It is a fresh start Lethal Zone, where I'm making some kind of unusual... Oh, we do have one right here. Very nice. Where I'm making some unusual choices. Unusual choices is the theme. Let me use a sanitization machine. Nah, we don't have any bedrooms or anything like that, so that's fine. Yeah, so by unusual choices, I mean, instead of using the trade depot, I'm going to try using the forge. Because the forge is another way to get building materials, and for the most part, what I care about on Lethal Zone is getting enough building materials in order to have kind of a pleasant pacing on the base progression. And now that the cooldown is up to 2 hours on the trade depot characters, I've decided, you know, what if I take a look at some alternative strategies to see if they are better now in comparison? Because before the answer would be no, like the forge would not be a good trade, but now I'm not so sure. The forge might actually have some potential, and I'm going to be testing it out on that new Lethal Zone beta playthrough. In the previous series, we just finished the Trader's Legacy. The Trader's Legacy, that was probably the easiest legacy I have done on Lethal Zone. It was not a big deal in the slightest. I had a good way to deal with all of the hostiles, kept everybody alive, wasn't really even a thing. And in general, I would say the Trader is the easiest. Maybe not the easiest, but it's the fastest. The Trader, what's nice about the Trader Legacy is that it is the easiest to do in terms of the speed. You know, it can be very dangerous, so it can be hard to do, but it's easy in the sense that there's only like 4 steps to it. There's like, congratulate everybody on the victory, meet the trade triangle, beat up the grumpy butt in the trade triangle, and then it's the final quest, so there's very few steps to it.
Hey there. Make yourself at home.
Okay, let's deliver them their gas generator.
I appreciate that.
And what do we get?
Of course.
Later. You're always welcome here.
Rooftop sniper. Not what I'm looking
See you
for.
alive. How are you?
Let's trade, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, let me see what you got.
Okay, let's see what you've got.
All right.
Nothing especially good. Gardening,
chicken?
mechanics.
Hey, what's
These
up?
guys kind of stink, to be honest. Cooking, probably going to shut them down, but I don't need to do that right now. Oh, this warehouse has building materials in it. Let's go check it out. Even though this base is, like, not maxed out, I don't see any reason to completely max it out, to be honest. Oh, God.
That won't work.
Okay. Wasn't expecting this to be all infested, and I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was just gonna walk in here and just grab it, like, oh, this is not a big deal. I'll just grab it all up, it won't even be a thing. But apparently it will be a thing. All I care about, though, is if I can get some materials. A note? That is not materials. So we got the all-in-one workout station in. That one's not bad. I don't like it quite as much as the weights, though. Some parts, not what I'm looking for. I mean, I'll add them to the pile, but... looking for materials. Big wooden box. Looks very promising.
Someone must
There we
have said
go.
They left this behind.
Okay, first we'll put this in the car. And the last lootable, who knows? It could be fuel. If it's fuel, maybe let's check some of these gasoline drums. No.
This place seems clear for now. But
Let's check this area over here. Sometimes, oh, there it is, right there. Yeah, I doubt there's gonna be, I mean, they could surprise me, but I doubt there's gonna be fuel in here. But we got the building materials, so that's the main thing I'm looking
I
for.
think that's all I'm going to find.
Yeah, just some parts. Not a big deal, though. We got the main thing we wanted.
I don't want to be here any longer.
Actually, let
than
me
I
sell the
have to.
note while I'm here. Why bring it back? Hey, you go. Hey, you guys, you want like a useless note?
see what you
Only
got.
17 influence. I mean, 17, it adds up. Every bit of influence counts in the long run. I guess let's return to base. So, let me give you my closing thoughts on the church on the hill. Originally, I overlooked it because I completely forgot that the church has the bell, and the bell is similar. Mainly because, like I said, I find the bases in Cascade Hills to be rather forgettable. And that's because most of them don't have very fantastic building options. And I think that's one of, it's not just that building options are really strong, it's also that building options are really fun. It's fun to build a lot of awesome facilities that have like combinations and synergies or buff you up. And the large facilities, they're really important for that because the large facilities, they tend to be very interactive. Oh. Like, for example, the trade depot relies on you. You're constantly using your radio commands. You're constantly, like, moving cargo around. You know, it's a very active ability. And then, I don't know why I'm having another brain fart. Oh, yeah, the lounge. the lounge, it's like not only is it's just kind of a thing to build it up to the max, you gotta assemble all the pieces, but yeah, you also get to hit all the buttons. You get to like activate the training, you get to activate like the movie night and all of that stuff. So it's just a fun facility. And then it also has a big payoff, and the payoff feels really good, especially on the higher difficulties. So overall, it's a good facility, it's a good base. The problem is it's not even the church's fault. It's just Cascade Hills in general is just not a super great region. Because the bases, they're not big enough. And I think that's a problem with State of Decay in general. I just don't think bases are big enough in State of Decay, to be completely honest. But, yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up. You know, hopefully my spaced out commentary doesn't annoy people too much. But, like, yeah, just wasn't 100% here. We are going to need to blow up this juggernaut, though, that apparently followed me home. And that's the end of them. Anyways, there you have it. Blew up the juggernaut with a juggersplode. I love using that. Let me know what you think down below at the comment section. Let me know what you think about this base. Remember, if you want to see more gameplay and stuff, you can follow me on Twitch. And if you want to ask questions about State of Decay, jump in the Discord. I respond to all of the State of Decay questions that people ask me. And if you have questions about other games too, if you become like a fan of like Vampire Survivors, you can ask me whatever questions you want in the Discord. That is the best way to get a hold of me. But until next time, like the video if it was entertaining, subscribe for future State of Decay 2 content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.